Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Platinum rising into the future. Let's explore. All of the precious metals, the entire sector has been sort of on a bull run as of late, especially gold last summer hitting all-time nominal dollars in terms of its price. And, the other metals have followed suit, especially rhodium and palladium have been setting records as well. Platinum is, in terms of the other two white metals, we have silver and platinum. And platinum, by all accounts, is probably the most undervalued of the precious metals out there. And I have been very bullish on platinum and have added a few ounces to my stack over the last couple of years as part of my shift towards gold and this interesting metal that you see before you here. Platinum is the densest of the precious metals, but it's not the best catalyst. And that industrial use for platinum, and really all of the platinum group metals, is the most sought after in terms of that particular concern. But like silver, platinum certainly is the most diverse of the platinum group metals out there, as a lot of it is used in jewelry and the like. So we've seen the price of platinum rise to 6-year highs now. As of the recording of this video, it is nearing $1,250 an ounce. It wasn't that long ago when we were buying platinum ounces for, based off of a spot price of just over $600. And so it has certainly doubled over the past weeks or months here, which is exciting to see. But we know that along with that doubling of the spot price, the premiums for platinum make it unattractive for many people taking a risk and making purchases because of those high premiums. Why are those premiums there? Well, there's a short supply, and it is also one of the hardest of the metals, of the precious metals, to actually produce, and it's very difficult to take it out of the ground and to process it. And so makes it more expensive to produce the products that you see before you here. So I think that is one of the main reasons why the premiums are so high for platinum products. But nonetheless, I think it's a beautiful metal in its own right. Yes, it is more dull than silver, but I believe it has a unique, sort of a richness to it in its luster when you see it in bullion form, such as you see here. But let's talk a little bit about this supply and demand, which is also contributing to high prices. The platinum group metals market is very, very small in terms of how it's mined. There's only two places in the world, two regions, and that is Eastern Russia, the Siberia region, and also South Africa is where it's mined. And of course, because of the pandemic, there has been quite a bit of a difficulty in getting supply. And I think that's one of the reasons why we are seeing the platinum group metals rise. So what does the future look like for platinum group metals, and platinum in particular? Before we get into that, it should be understood that as a catalyst, the industrial sector is driving a lot of the price movement in these metals. And that is, I think, going to be something that's going to have a role as looking forward here in terms of demand and supply, and being able to meet the needs as a catalyst in multiple different sectors of the economy. There's an article here in Kitco News that talks about how they see the supply and demand for these metals to return to pre-pandemic levels this year. That's from Johnson Matthey. It released its Platinum Group Metals market report very recently here. With supply and demand moving in tandem, market fundamentals should be little change in 2021. We expect the palladium and rhodium markets to remain in deficit, no surprise there. For platinum, the direction of the market balance will depend on the behavior of jewelry consumers and, above all, investors, wrote the report's authors. Because, as I have mentioned in prior videos, I see the platinum group metals as fringe precious metals. In other words, they are precious metals, they are rare, they can be sought after in bullion form. Really, there's only two options for rhodium right now, if you can find them, but palladium and platinum are certainly available in coin and bar form, but platinum is the most abundant in that realm, in that space. It is also the most abundant of the three platinum group metals, but even as such, it is about 15 times more rare than gold. And so its demand in the terms of investment grade bullion as well as in jewelry, I think it is a more diverse metal in that aspect, sort of like silver is. Between silver and gold, silver is the most diverse. Of the platinum group metals, platinum is the most diverse. And so I think that's going to weigh on demand for 2021 and supply as well, which will affect prices. South Africa is set to recover from the COVID-19 disruptions. The country is a giant in the PGM space. Johnson Matthey notes that platinum and palladium production from the Bushveld Igneous Complex in South Africa represents approximately 75% and 40% of annual global production, respectively. So that is huge for sure. And we know that region is not without its problems, both political stability and the like. Same thing, really, in a sense, with Siberia. There's issues there too. Anytime there's one or two sites, it doesn't take much to disrupt the supply chain. South African supplies will be augmented by the refining of a backlog of semi-processed PGM that accumulating following outages at Anglo American Platinum's converter plant last year, writes the authors. A recovering auto sector and ever-tightening regulation should favor industrial demand. And PGM demand is set to rise by approximately 13% in the auto sector, reflecting a strong recovery in light vehicle production. In the implementation of China's 6th legislation enforcing the use of PGM catalyst on heavy-duty diesel trucks, industrial demand should remain robust, with PGM purchasing by chemical manufacturers set to reach record highs. And so therefore, it is without a doubt that folks like Coins A to Z and me believe that platinum has the potential to go to the moon in these conditions. In fact, if you look at the price movement from last year to this year and right now in recent weeks, well, it is halfway there, I believe. But nonetheless, it is still behind gold. But I could very well see the day when we see a parity between gold and platinum at the rate we're moving and how bullish things are, especially with the demand growing and the supply tight. It is a rare precious metal. That rarity does play a role, considering that it doesn't take much demand for it to squeeze the price there. So we'll see here. Palladium and rhodium, as we know, have been on a tear due to their superior performance as a catalyst compared to platinum. Couple that with the rarity of those metals, as palladium is thought to be about 15 times more rare than platinum, and rhodium by multiple factors even more so rare than palladium. Automakers have been experimenting with substitution. You've heard me talk about that in the past. The results are mixed. The rollout of a tri-metal catalyst, a three-way catalyst including platinum, palladium, and rhodium technology, is subject to significant technical and commercial uncertainties, and there will be probably a large regional variations in uptake. Individual automakers appear to be taking very different approaches, with some aggressively pursuing substitution, while others are more risk-averse to prefer to focus on thrifting the overall PGM content in their catalyst. The potential gains from the substitution will vary between models and between regions. The commercial incentives for substitutions are perhaps greatest in North America, where vehicle size and catalyst loadings are typically much higher than the global average. And of the report, the authors expect palladium and rhodium to remain in deficit. Platinum demand depends upon how well jewelry demand picks up. And so that is going to be the factor there, because platinum is a little bit more abundant. But so who knows? This could all hinge on jewelry demand. But I think a substitution takes place because, when you have platinum less than half the cost of palladium right now, it makes it makes the incentive for substitution a greater aspect. But retooling that stuff is not easy, and it's it costs quite a bit of money and resources to make that happen. The direction of the market balance will depend, of course, on the behavior of jewelry consumers and, above all, investors like you and me who've been buying the metal. When you think about it, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ounces of platinum off the market to be used for catalyst. The more of this stuff that's off the market, it makes a larger impact than silver or gold, for sure. And that's one reason why I've accumulated platinum this year, or last year. I haven't bought any this year. But nonetheless, it is something that it makes a statement for sure when you hold these in your hands. And, of course, there are some glimpses of improvement in the Chinese jewelry market in the second half of 2020. And that includes platinum. The Chinese population is huge. And it's not clear whether this can be sustained. In the investment sector, platinum holdings have grown by over 2 million ounces in the past 2 months. However, there may be potential for further buying in response to platinum's large discount to gold. So maybe platinum could be considered the poor man's gold at this point, even more so than silver for sure, in terms of its potential and my feeling as to where the price is going to go. But when you think about it, platinum holdings have grown, and who knows what the production is going to be like when markets rise or production rises as they recover in 2021. At least that's what they think is going to happen, according to Johnson Matthey. But he's a hypoallergenic, by the way. I did not sneeze because of the platinum in front of you right now. There's no relation, so you can buy this metal, which does not react to the elements, which is part of the appeal to the platinum group metals, just as it is with gold. So there you have it. There's your platinum rising report here. It is fascinating to see this metal take off as it has over the past months, 6, 7, 8 months. It's almost doubled, or practically has doubled in price. And it is exciting to see, and it makes you happy you've got the metal if it's part of your portfolio. Now, it is a fringe precious metal, which means that it is obviously a risky venture, and it could be that for a while supply could reach a point where the prices could come back down again. Keep that in mind. It is a risky venture, riskier anyway. I don't think holding platinum group metals is risky compared to the stock market right now or any other thing, but I think compared to the precious metals, silver, gold, platinum is probably the riskiest. And though I'm still bullish for platinum moving forward, I think we could see a time where if markets do, or if the supply chain normalizes and production ramps up and mining picks up, that we could see the prices for platinum come down first before they start to rise again, under various scenarios of a quote economic recovery, as it were. I use that term lightly because really it's just a matter of normalization after the coronavirus, but there's still a lot of things that make the economy sick, as we know. And those factors are going to play a part and role in where we move forward here. So there you have it. Let me know what your thoughts are about platinum rising. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.